Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Jess and I'm a vintage home decor reseller based out of Central Florida. In this video, I'm going to be taking you along with me while I do a complete closet makeover. So if you watch my videos, you'll know that a couple weeks ago I redid my garage space, completely cleaned it up and reorganized things, and I realized that there was another space in my house where I desperately needed to do that, and it was this closet. So for context, for my vintage home decor business, I have storage in two main places. Inside of our house in my office, which has a closet attached to it, and outside in a portion of the garage. This closet is sort of like that closet from Friends where Monica is like a very clean person, but she stuffs things in this like shame closet.
How did you get in there? No, you weren't supposed to see this!
That's almost like how I was operating. I needed it for storage space, but it was completely dysfunctional and honestly just ugly. It doesn't match with the rest of the office room. So I am very ready to get it updated and completely cleaned and reorganized so that it feels like a functional and beautiful space. So come along with me for this video as we do this closet makeover, refresh this space, and make it feel like a true part of my office. Are you my shot? So yeah, this storage space is just not working. I used to store all my lamps in here on the top shelf, but I've kind of moved away, or I'm trying to move away from selling those really at all. The art is just in a giant stack, which is really hard to find, like if something sells from Etsy or if I want something specific for a market. This pile, I have no idea. All the hangers that I have for like hanger sets that I sell, I mean, obviously it works because they're hanging, but it takes up all of my clothing rack room, so I just feel like I need to have a different system for those. And then, I mean, yeah, it's just chaos. I have like this clip hanger that just has random stuff hanging from it. The floor has more art, like different bins and boxes. All my Christmas stuff is down there somewhere. It's just not, it's not working. Not to mention, I also hate the blue. Our entire house was this color when we bought it, and I believe this is one of the only small spaces left. We've repainted all the other rooms, so I'm just tired of looking at the blue. It's not my vibe. The rest of the room is, of course, orange, so I would like the closet to match and feel like it's one cohesive space. All right, it's all cleared out. Next step is to take these shelves off the wall. Please wish me luck. Ta-da. Alright guys, the closet is painted. It took me about an hour to do. There were a lot of nooks and crannies near the water heater. And also, I'm not trying to make it look perfect. There are a couple spots on the trim that I'm gonna have to clean up because I had some drops, but overall, I mean, you see the color. It's a little bit dark, obviously, before it dries, but it's gonna be the same color as the walls. So I'm gonna let this dry overnight, and then we might pick up some of this tomorrow, or honestly, some of it might wait a week, but this was the hardest part of the closet makeover, so we're done with that. We just need to finish the cabinet. All right, the sun's about to set. This is where we're at. It took 4 cans of spray paint, and honestly, spray paint was not the best idea. You see all those imperfections, but I'm gonna have to do another layer anyways. So I think I might try to color match it with like a can of paint and use a roller. That way the top layer will be smooth. For now, I just wanted to kind of get the white color on it. So it's definitely not done, but I'm happy we started it today. Listen, here's the thing. It's a Tuesday at like 9 p.m. I've had a little bit of wine and I want to paint this fucking cabinet and I want to get it done. When you see those TikToks that's like, what do 30-year-old women without kids even do? Like, what do they even do? The answer could be paint a cabinet at 9 p.m. on a Tuesday while you drink wine. Anyway, for some reason, because I'm mentally ill, this is what I want to do. I know half my coworkers are just like asleep right now, and that's fine. That's valid. I want to paint a cabinet for some reason. Let me put it this way, guys. It's as good as it's gonna get. Shut up, that looks so good. Look at that. I don't love that. Okay, hear me out. It's gonna look a little bit different in the daytime because right now it's like 8 p.m. but I've got the cabinet in there and it looks really good. The cabinet is by no means perfect, but I think this is way better than what we had going on before. I still need to do a lot, obviously. I'm gonna start putting stuff back in this cabinet. I know the closet's not done yet. There are still several things I want to do, including putting up that shelf, but I can't deal with all this stuff all over my office and living room anymore, and it might be still a couple days before this is completed. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put a couple things back in the cabinet, and by a couple I mean probably a lot, and put things in their new home. I kind of want to take the doors off.
Why don't you? That's stupid to have them on.
That's so much more open. It feels like I just gained like 3 feet of an office. So it is evening right now, which does affect the lighting in here, but I'm gonna give you guys a little tour of the space. We have this curtain hanging up, which is by no means perfectly done. It's actually being held up by string and tacks. I honestly wasn't even sure if I would like the way this looks or want to just not do a curtain or do it differently. Turns out I do like it, but it needs some adjustment. So that's like something I can work on later down the line. But for now, the water heater is covered and that is the most important thing. This is the cabinet, which is kind of the main focal point of the new closet. I think it turned out really well. It was a bitch to paint, but I think it turned out really, really good. I love the brass knobs and it just fits the space. It fits like literally fits the space well, like the way the dimensions work in there, but also the fact that it's this white creamy, it's not like white, it's like slightly off, which is very similar to the cabinets that I have in the rest of the office and like the trim around the doors and stuff. So it fits in. It looks like it was meant to be there. I managed to get a lamp in there, which has a cord hanging, not perfect, but there's no outlets close. So I'm happy that that worked out. I had this like old stained glass light that I wasn't using. Inside of the top part of the cabinet, I currently have all of my like projects that I work on for the business, so matchbooks and matchbook art, and then I've started doing buttons recently, spoiler. So I have all of those supplies and like frames in here, which makes it really like accessible for me and easy to grab. Before this was kind of just like shoved in a random place in my office, so having a whole space dedicated to those supplies is really nice. Down here we have art. Most of it is listed on Etsy, so this makes it really nice when something sells from Etsy that I can literally just pull it out. This space I'm kind of still working on what I want it to be functional for. Right now there's some photo albums and some more art, mostly art that's shaped kind of weird and not, you know, as rectangular as this. And I think that's working for now, but I also think that these slots could be used in a better way. And then the drawers down here, and one of them I have wedding stuff because I might be doing a wedding market. I'll probably shift out what's in this drawer seasonally. And then in this drawer we have Christmas stuff, specifically stuff that's not necessarily ornaments, although I do also have a few ornaments like ornament packs. But the rest of the ornaments are down here in these gray bins. Not the most aesthetic, but it is the most functional because I don't access them very often. Then we have the pillows that I have. I only have a couple pillows. That's not really something I sell much of, but do have a few right now, so I've just kind of piled those on top. I think it actually kind of hides the storage totes and makes it look a little bit more aesthetic in this corner. Over in this corner, we've got a bulletin board that I hung up. I'm not sure that I'll keep it there long term, but wanted something to fill the wall space, and I've had this sitting around thinking, oh, I'll use it for this, I'll use it for this, and I never have. So I figured kill two birds with one stone. I'll get a use out of it and I'll fill the space here. I have some vintage patches hanging on it right now. And then up here, we have my hangers, which I figured out a way, so they're like basically hanging on a wooden, I think it's like an old towel rod. That really fills in like the whole space and keeps them out of the way, but still accessible where if they sell, like, because I normally list them as sets on Etsy, I can grab from them. I guess it looks kind of cool in a way, but also looks kind of odd. So speaking of this wall, I have started collecting clothes. I want to very, very, very slowly start dipping my toe into clothing sales, vintage clothing. And I have probably, I don't know, 7 or 8 things right now. I think I want to get a tension rod or a curtain rod or something to put kind of right here, a crossbar, and use that to hang some clothing. I obviously want the clothes inside because I wouldn't want those sitting out necessarily in the garage collecting dust. This way they can stay nice and clean and be hung up, and you know, I can easily pull from them when I need to. I also think having them in a smaller corner like this will help limit me, quite honestly, so that I can't collect too many clothes, because like I said, I'm just really trying to dip into it and not go crazy about it. Still need to put that up, TBD. When you close the cabinet, I have just a little woven basket. I loved when I thrifted this. I think it's beautiful. Hanging on this, which I have handkerchiefs in for a project that I'm working on right now, and it hangs really nicely there and adds a little bit of interest. And as you might notice, the biggest change that we made, arguably, is taking the doors off. It has made such a difference having those off. You can see kind of where the brackets were, so I do still need to kind of paint over those, but having the doors off has made the biggest difference, I think, because it truly feels now like it's a part of this room and not even really a closet, more of like a nook. My husband actually joked that like we could knock, well, he wasn't joking, he was dead serious, but that we could knock, you know, this wall down and fully bust out the room, but I'm not in a place financially or mentally to deal with that right now. So yeah, this is kind of the after for right now. It is so much more functional, looks so much better. It all truly feels like one cohesive space now, and it has made the biggest difference. It feels cleaner in here. I think just knowing that this closet is not insane when you open the door. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you consider subscribing and liking this video. It helps me a lot, and that you'll tune into the next one whenever that may be. I currently post about once a month just because I have a full-time job and I do this on the side, and I have my Etsy business obviously also, and pop-ups. So doing YouTube is like a side project to my side project basically. So I think the next video I post will probably be another thrift with me video. So if that interests you, thrifting in Florida, what we have here in the stores and what kind of stuff I source for, keep following along. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you stay in the loop and stay following, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.